Greetings to all of humanity. It's really a joy. It's my pleasure. It's my honor, as usual, to be out here well connected with nature and bringing to you this message of emancipation, whereby I'm pointing you to look inwardly to discover that your real identity is your divinity. And that is why I want to speak to you concerning how Genesis is the science of mind and body. And many people would have read this book in the Bible as the first book in the Bible and failed to realize that it is the science of mind and body. But before I go any further, let me just explain to you the basis of my teachings. I teach that the Bible addresses the human mind and must be interpreted psychologically. For the Bible is not literal, neither is it secular history. The Bible is written symbolically, and it have no reference to anyone who existed thousands of years ago, or to any actual event that would have taken place on earth thousands of years ago. From the beginning to the ending of the Bible, it's all a great psychological drama. It all have to do with the human psyche. So in short, I am saying that everything is mental. Everything is psychological. Everything was first a thought or first an idea. Every great invention was first a thought or first an idea. Just for you to get a picture. Okay? Now, it says in Genesis that in the beginning, God. Therefore, eternity has no beginning and it has no end. So out of eternity comes beginning, comes meaning. Out of consciousness comes meaning. Out of consciousness comes reality. Because imagination creates reality. So the creator was always before the creation. The perceiver was always before the perception. So when you start counting, you start to count from zero. It represents eternity. No beginning, no end. It's a symbol. So when you read Genesis, it's showing you how the mind really operates. When you have a thought, it is without form and void. And when action, because you say, and the spirit move upon the water, put things into action, put things to work, bringing the science of action into play. And that brings forth a manifestation. But you, of course, have to understand that all that is taking place in Genesis is teaching you the secret of creation, of how you can create consciously. So you must have the understanding that the garden is the mind. And the male and the female represent your thoughts and your emotions, your conscious and your subconscious mind, the inner and the outer, masculine and feminine, teaching you also the law of polarity, that everything has its polar opposite. And so it says that when the male and the female come together, when thoughts and action becomes one, that manifestation can be either Cain or Abel, positive or negative, Because for as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. So my brother, my sisters, I want to make it simple. No one can write a book or write a Bible and it wasn't false of thought, false mental, false psychological. So it all have to do with the mind. So here it is teaching you that the fruit is the personality that you're bringing forth based on the thoughts, which are the seeds that you allow to fall in your soil. Because the law of reproduction is that every seed and every species must reproduce after its own kind. And that is why in Genesis it tells you, when you create, because you are a burning desire for something, you put action to what you believe, though you can't see it, and it's been manifested, you must say that it is good. And there comes a time that you must come into rest. You must come into Sabbath. When you have your desire, and you see your desire being fulfilled, you no longer have the desire. You come into rest, you come into Sabbath. That's your 7th day. You see your 6th day creation, and now you rest. And the 7th day are celebrating your creation. It is finished, you're resting. So all creation comes from spoken word, and a word is a thought expressed. So everything comes from thought. That's what it's teaching you. Teaching you all about the mind. And how you must understand that God in man is man's imagination. The creator in everyone. So here, the mystics, they put these words, because they are words put together, to describe what takes place in the life of a man or a woman. So that we will come to understand that we are a spirit having a human experience. And there must be something for us to look back to help to remind us of who we are, where we come from, and where we are going. So my brother, my sisters, the moral of what I am telling you here right now is that the Bible is a book of mind science. It is not literal. It is not secular history. So the greatest lie that has been ever fed to humanity is the Jesus and Mary story, where they give it to you as literal and as secular history, and everyone believed in a birth from down below while the woman was still a virgin, and failed to realize that it is a birth from the skull of man. For this is Golgotha, and the body is the empty tomb. So the entire story that you're reading, from the beginning to the ending, it is the science of mind and body. Mind, the inner man, the spirit man. And the outer man is the body. Master and slave. Head and tail. That's why you must be a thinker and a doer. Not just a doer and not being a thinker. That's why, my brother and my sisters, you must understand the womb above and the womb below. Most people believe in the womb below, that they get trapped in the story of Adam and Eve, and believe that there was a literal woman who bring forth 2 children from down this womb below. That was Cain and Abel. And fail to realize it is teaching you the law of polarity, it is teaching you the yin and the yang, and showing you that whatever you sow in this womb that is what you would get back. So, this womb down below, it's just a physical womb to remind us of the physical and psychological, to remind us of the psychological and spiritual womb. So the mouth of God is the mind of man. So when you read in Genesis that God is speaking and say, let there be, he's speaking about the mind of man. So my words will not return unto me void, but must accomplish that which I sent it to and prosper in the thing which I sent it to. I think that's what? Isaiah 55 and 11. So my brother, my sisters, it's all mind science and body. It's all about the mind and the body. Okay? That is why you must have a personal relationship with God. The entire story in the Bible is about the mind and the body. The mind and the body. The inner man and the outer man. So, look within, because the kingdom of God is within you. And remember, it is your own thoughts that is creating your reality or creating your personality. So you have to be more responsible for your thoughts. And based on the thoughts that you encourage in your mind, it means whether you would bring forth from your womb, Cain or Abel. Because if the Bible was actually literal, as the Christians believe it to be, then Cain and Abel would have had to marry to their own sisters. Then it means the entire world, we would have been having sex with our brothers and our sisters. Okay? So, common sense alone will teach you that everything that Christians or religious people believe about the Bible, and they believe it to be literal and secular history, that it doesn't make sense, and it would always be contradictory, and they would always contradict themselves. But I'm saying to you, look inwardly, love yourself, and believe in yourself, and trust your imagination. For God in man is man's imagination. So, the Bible is a book of science of mind and body. It's the science of mind and body. So, with that being said, my brother and my sister, I want to thank you very much, and I want to say to you, if this is the very first time that you're listening to me and what I'm saying makes sense to you, and you haven't subscribed already, I'm encouraging you to subscribe, to like, to comment, or to share this video. Also, I would like to encourage you to follow me on Instagram at BlackMadGuru. And if you would like to be a part of my Patreon community, I've been posting up videos there now on the subject of the inner sun science and technology, or the inner sun engineering, okay, for abundance and prosperity in your life, and also to understand what is going on when Bill Gates find a reasonable cause, okay, to black out the sun or dim the sun. You'll have a better understanding why you need to understand the inner engineering of the sun in you. Okay, you need to know what is their agenda and how to overcome their agenda. Okay, so this is on my Patreon, and you can check out the Patreon. Also, if you would like to support this work in any way, we have a PayPal, and all the link and information are down below in the description. So, with all of that being said, I want to say peace. Thank you all. I'm out.